Hey guys, it's Mrs. Hutch back to work on some IXL with you. We've been talking about theme and asking you to add theme to a lot of different things recently, your book reviews or um, the flip grid that you just recently did. So let's look at B2, which is determine the themes of short stories. Remember, a theme is like a lesson or a moral, something that anybody can learn and use. So this says, Jeremy. Charlotte stopped at her brother's bedroom door. Jemmy, could you? Stop calling me that, Jeremy groaned, his face buried in a book. Sorry, Charlotte said quickly. Jeremy, will you help me get my bike down from the rack? Sure, Jeremy said, putting down his book. But no more of this Jemmy business, all right? I promise, Charlotte said. Soon Charlotte was riding her bike. She was going to ask her big brother to come with her, but she decided against it. He was annoyed with her again. He really wanted her to stop calling him Jemmy. She had started calling him that when she was little and couldn't pronounce her R's. As she got older, Jemmy just became the name she used. Jeremy used to think it was cute. Now that he was 16, though, he didn't like it. Once his friend Ethan was over and started calling him Jemmy. Then the nickname began to spread like a cold through his circle of friends. Hey, Jemmy, they would tease. Charlotte sighed. Jeremy, she muttered to herself. She was determined to use his real name from now on. During dinner that evening, Charlotte asked her brother to pass the salt. Thank you, Jemmy, she said. She slapped her forehead. Jeremy. Sorry. Come on, Charlotte, it's not that hard. One night, Charlotte was falling asleep on the couch. Her brother put a blanket over her. Thanks, Jeremy, she said sleepily. Better than Jemmy, her brother said. So it's not worth getting upset over things you can't control. I don't think that really fits because he got upset over something that he couldn't control, but she tried to change for him. So I think respecting people's wishes shows that you care about them is better because she's respecting her brother's wishes. Okay? So that took me about 2.5 minutes just for one question. Okay? But it's going to ask you at least one other question from the story. It says, select the quotation from the story that most strongly suggests that the theme is respecting people's wishes shows that you care about them. So I need to find a piece of evidence. She had started calling him that when she was little and couldn't pronounce her R's. As she got older, Jemmy just became the name she used. Jeremy, she muttered to herself. She was determined to use his real name from now on. I think the second one is better because it shows that she's respecting his wish to be called Jeremy and that she cares about him, and that's why she's determined to do it. This one just explains how he got the nickname Jemmy. Okay, now I'm on to my next story. I'm probably not going to get very far on this in 15 minutes, but hopefully it's enough to give you an idea. 2 guitars. After guitar lessons, Jerry and Martin went to Martin's garage where they could practice some more. Martin strummed his guitar, trying for the G chord he had just learned. Jerry looked over. What, is this it? Jerry asked, positioning his own fingers. That looks right, said Martin. He strummed again, and then Jerry tried it. How come it sounds so weak? Asked Jerry. Because we're not good, Martin said with a snort. That's why we're practicing. They took turns playing the G chord. This is boring. I thought we tried to play a song or something, said Jerry. We can try. How about Ribbon Road? Martin asked. Jerry looked down at his guitar, singing the notes to himself. He slowly picked out the first 3 notes. Martin tried it as well. He played the 3 notes over and over until they came out smoothly. Ow, my fingers hurt, said Jerry. He put down his guitar. You know, I have a lot of homework tonight. I should get going. After Jerry left, Martin did his own homework. But just before bed, he picked up his guitar and practiced the chords again until he got tired. He decided to practice a little every night before bed. The next week, Jerry said he was quitting guitar lessons. He and Martin still hung out, but Jerry stopped talking about his goal of forming a band. One day, Martin played a perfect rendition of Ribbon Road for Jerry. That was good. How did you do that? Jerry asked. 63 days of practice, Martin said. Practice takes time but pays off, or talent is something people are just born with. Well, if talent was something people were just born with, in this story, one of them would have been good right away. So practice takes time but pays off makes sense because Martin's practiced for 63 days before he could play the song. The next week, Jerry said he was quitting guitar lessons. Yeah, that doesn't really show that he's willing to practice. So we'll say one day Martin played a perfect rendition of Ribbon Road. Okay. The Unhappy Princess. Once there was a king who had a daughter named Princess Araminta. He loved her greatly and he wanted to make her happy more than anything in the world. He bought her a fine steed, but she didn't like to ride. He bought her beautiful and expensive clothing, but Arminita said the gold embroidery scratched at her neck. He bought a grand palace in the mountains to be their summer home, but Araminta thought the empty stone hallways felt drafty and lonely. The king couldn't understand. He'd given his daughter everything that made him happy: a fine horse, nice clothes, and a beautiful palace. What else could you possibly want? He asked her. Araminta didn't have any answer for him because she didn't know. One day she was wandering near a creek by herself, watching the little fish dart around in the water. She saw an abandoned fishing pole leaning against a tree. Impulsively, she hooked a worm to the hook and then cast the fishing rod into the water. She sat there on a rock by the creek for hours as she fished, enjoying the warm sunshine on her skin. When she caught a trout, she shouted with joy. Father, would you buy me a fishing pole? Araminta asked her father later that day. Well, that's easy enough, but I don't understand, the king said. How could a fishing pole possibly make you happy? Araminta simply smiled. You don't have to understand, she said. Which of the following best describes the main theme or lesson of the story? Different things make different people happy. Fishing is more relaxing than horseback riding. Well, this one is not really a lesson. It's probably more of an opinion. Different things make different people happy is more of a lesson. Plus, I can find evidence for that because it says the king couldn't understand. He had given his daughter everything that made him happy, but didn't understand that it didn't make her happy. But then when she went fishing, it made her happy. So I'm going to go with that. And there's my sentence that I pointed out. The king couldn't understand. He'd given his daughter everything that made him happy: a fine horse, nice clothes, and a beautiful palace. What else could you possibly want? He asked her. Araminta didn't have an answer for him because she didn't know. There we go. Math drama. In math class, Mr. Caraco handed the students their graded tests. Nicole showed her friend Maura the score she had gotten. It was bad. Maura, on the other hand, had gotten an A. On the bus ride home, Nicole and Maura were talking about the math homework for that night. I just don't get this stuff, Nicole said. I guess I'll bomb the next test, too. Look, let's do the math homework together. I can help you, said Maura. Nicole shook her head. No, I'll figure it out. Maura shrugged. Okay, she said. That evening, Maura called Nicole. I'm bored. What are you up to? Maura asked. Nicole had been struggling with the math homework but didn't want to say so. Clearly, Maura had already finished. Just getting ready for bed. I'm beat, Nicole lied. It's not even 9. Nicole bristled. Well, I'm tired, okay? It's not my fault you're bored. Maura was silent for a moment. Then she quietly said she had to go. Nicole hung up too and grabbed her pencil again. But the longer she stared at her worksheet, the more problems looked like a jumble of meaningless symbols. She took a deep breath and reached for her phone. Yeah? Maura answered. Nicole told her the truth. I'm sorry I was such a jerk earlier. I was in a bad mood because I was stuck on the homework. I guess I was feeling resentful that you finished already. Maura said she understood. Do you think, would you still be willing to help me? Nicole asked meekly. Of course, Maura said. Like I said, I'm bored. I need something to do. On the next math test, Nicole got an A. So now I've got 3. It's important to read the story and also to read these, even though it takes a little bit of time. Don't let pride keep you from asking for help. You should solve problems yourself instead of relying on others. Being angry only makes things harder. Well, 2 of these are kind of shown in the story. Don't let pride keep you from asking for help, and being angry only makes things harder. Because when Nicole gets angry, she did have a harder time on her work. But that was only one little part of the story. I think the whole story is don't let pride keep you from asking for help, because she finally asked for help and her friend helped her. Select the quotation from the story that most strongly suggests that the theme is don't let pride keep you from asking for help. Do you think, would you still be willing to help me? Nicole asked meekly. Nicole had been struggling with the math homework but didn't want to say so. Well, I'm tired, okay? It's not my fault you're bored. It's probably this one because this is where it shows that she gets over her pride and asks for help. Oh, nope, I was wrong. I answered, do you think you would still be willing to help me? And the answer is, Nicole had been struggling with the math homework but didn't want to say so. So I kind of made it fit for myself. Instead, they think this is the better answer. It happens. I'm still at 50 though, after 12 minutes. So just recognize that it is going to take you a little while to get through this one. And you do need to read the story so that you can understand it. And even though I read the whole story and thought my way through it, I still got one wrong. It happens. Just do your best. Take breaks if you need to. Have a good rest of the day.